Alright, so the camera. Let me see here now. Yeah. Notification. Now I was supposed to get on here at 9 p.m. but then had a phone call as I was going through my email. Had a phone call, and so just got free, but wanted to pop on. We coming to the summertime, so while I'm home with my boy's schedule being a little different, getting a little closer, I'll be able to do more lives, and so I'm making up for to the Blessed Tribe because I was supposed to be going once a week, but sometimes I don't get to go once a week, so I figure I'll do as many as I can when I can, and I'm also be doing these lives in the summertime at different times, because what I realize when I am on here at 10 p.m., 9 p.m., the people in London, it's middle of the morning. So I'm gonna have to, do something at noon and come on at different times. Lakeisha, God bless you. How do you stop beating yourself up so much? To be honest with you, that's a lifelong battle. That's a lifelong battle. I've heard it said that 80% of our self-talk is negative. So as long as you got a brain, you're gonna have to deal with negative self-talk. So one of the things that I do is I try to find like little key phrases, like a sentence, like I am enough, I will win, money is coming, blessings is coming, opportunity is coming. I try to find little key phrases so that when I'm beating myself up, I could hit myself with one of those affirmations. So sit down and write out some affirmations on a 3x5 card or something. Put that in your wallet. Keep that with you. Read it in the morning. Read it at lunch. Read it at night, and until it gets in your spirit. So anytime you thinking of a lie that you being told, then you can invert your self-talk and say something that's positive to yourself, because your mind gonna believe what you telling it. So you got to be careful of that. Could you do a video or course on investing into investment properties? Yeah, eventually I'm gonna do that, and I'll be filming some stuff, and me and my investment company, we're gonna be building from the ground up now too, and so I'll be sharing some stuff on that. Now I'm gonna tell you the number one best investment property to invest in is yourself. That's one thing. Investing in your idea, investing in your blog, your company, your course, your book. Like one of the best investments to make is you. Keely, God bless you now. God bless you. Eric, God bless you. Tony, what do you think about childhood friends becoming a couple? He knows everything about me. Friends since sixth grade, and we're 33 years old now. I have not seen it work. I think a lot of men do that out of boredom. A lot of men do that because you're the one that got away, and they know you getting older. They know a little desperation may be kicking in, so they know they could get you on your back rather quickly. And but I have not seen it work to where you knew each other as kids and then you get together later and it works. I hear about it all the time, but it typically, and I think the letter today was about that. I think it typically is about it typically turn out terrible, but God bless you. Andrea, God bless you now. Somebody say, when trying to set boundaries with my child's father, is it harsh to not allow him to come over to see our son, but instead require him to pick him up? No, that's not harsh. You want to have that boundary. You want to have that line. What I've heard called refrigerator rights. You want to refuse refrigerator rights because you want to get to a place to where you got to understand you're going to have you a husband. And so he can't get accustomed to coming in your house, sitting on the couch, hanging out, playing. He need to be thinking it's a man in there. It's a man in there. She done moved on with her life. So she going to meet me at the door with my son and his sleeping bag his night stuff, his overnight stuff, and I'm picking him up from the door, or she gonna walk him all the way out to the car. And so setting them boundaries, that's not harsh at all. Ain't nothing harsh about having boundaries. Nothing harsh about having boundaries. You need to have boundaries. Make sure you put hashtag Q in front of your question so I could easily identify it. And now this is not a premiere. This is a live. See, on the premiere, y'all could just chat. This right here is a Q&A. So only put questions in the chat. Only put questions in the chat. A little side conversation and all that. Hold that on these. Just only put questions. I know y'all be ready to, get them thumbs to working. But hold that on these. Shatira, God bless you. Should the 72-hour rule be used on a man who gets physical? The 72,000-hour rule. If a man get physical, that need to be the last time he get physical with you. Listen, you can't play with your life now. You can't play now physical. You can't play with your life. And that's what sometimes people say. Oh, verbal is just as worse, just as bad. That's what you say, but it's actually not. Yes, it's gonna break you down slowly, but what you rather? Get punched in your temple and die, or somebody call you out of body and ugly? What you rather? So neither one of them should be allowed. But when it's physical, that'll take your life instantly. That verbal, it's a slow burn. But I'm guarantee you, I'd rather you call me stupid, dumb, and ugly than punch me in my temple. You see what I mean? And that's why I try to tell people, like, both is bad. But when that physical, you can't play with that. Somebody get like that, got to go. All right, get to here person. Okay. All right, man, nice knowing you. And while I'm on the way out, calling 911 on you. Yes, can you get over here, 123 Main Street? Thank you very much. All right, see you. All right, hurry up. Just like that right there. You can't play with them. I'm trying to tell you now. Don't play with it. None of my relationships have lasted more than 2 months. Why is there no longevity? Sis, you're going to need coaching for that. Sis, you're going to have to, I'm finna do you like Vanna White. Sis, you're going to need coaching for that. When you ain't got no relationship going past 2 months, we're not going to be able to address that on here. My guy, after 5 years, says I should earn being treated like a queen. Is this like? Well, see, I don't know what gaslighting is because I didn't create that term. And so when it comes to terminology, sometimes it only means something really to the author. And so me personally, I really don't know what that means. So I try not to speak on other people's terms. And but I'm gonna tell you what now. What it is childish, immature, and disrespectful. That's one thing I know that it is. It's childish, immature. Oh, my lighter done broke. Oh, no, it ain't. I done burnt this candle down. I had my candle burning and forgot it was burning yesterday. That candle burnt all the way down. That's childish, immature. Because listen, a man ought to be treating you like a queen off the jump. Because all that treatment is respect. That's all it is. No, Sabrina, I don't judge pictures no more. I only do that on coaching calls, the way I let you know what it's saying through perception. The perception, only on coaching calls. Because you get on here only on coaching calls. Got the book Coaching Call on mymentor.life, where we talk about perception. We talk about the image, what you're portraying. But these pictures right here is just so low. I'm out of line doing that. Why did he friend me? Then get any to learn I was dating again and asked me to not contact him anymore. Then get any to learn. Why did he friend me? Then so type that again, sister. Type that again. Tony, I have an ex who I haven't spoke to since 2014. He wished me happy birthday last night through Facebook Messenger. He is newly engaged. Why would he reach out to me? He probably seen all your birthday wishes on there, and he also want to just strike that soul tie back up, just light that match one more time, and but you shouldn't respond. Stephanie, God bless you. God bless you now. Okay, so I see what sister meant. Then get angry to learn I was dating again and ask me not to contact him anymore. I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure on that one. Janae, God bless you now. Should I jump right back into a relationship after a month breakup, or should there be a waiting period? Right back into a relationship after a month breakup. I'm not really sure exactly what you mean by your question, because I'm not sure if you saying you and him broke up for a month, or if you saying you was in a relationship with a man and you've been single for a month and now you wondering should you get into a new relationship. The question is, can you love as if you've never been hurt? If you can love as if you've never been hurt, then you ready to get into a relationship. If you hurt and you scarred, you torn, then no, you shouldn't get in a relationship. Bro, Tony, do you have any suggestions about dating a woman with a chronic illness? Thanks. Shannon, God bless you. Well, if you already dating her and you already in there and she feel like a wife, then you got to ask yourself, is this my call? Like, is this my calling? Am I the man who can be understanding, compassionate, gentle, and generous enough to love this woman? So if she is tugging on your heart, her spirit is tugging on your heart, and you feel a conviction about being, about walking away from it, like you feel bad about that, and you feel like you are being drawn, pulled to her, and that she is the one you're supposed to be with and be there for, then pray for the strength, pray for the clarity, the wisdom, and just tell yourself, like, this is my calling. I am an empath. I am a catalyst. I am a confidant, a support system. And just, if you see it as purpose, it'll give you the strength to do it. And that happens to us sometimes. Zeno, God bless you. How can I extract the best from my guy? The best, in order to get the best out of anybody, is to not settle for less. So if he is being his worst or he's being less, and you accept that and you settle for that and you are okay with that, then he will never grow and be better. But if you say, don't talk to me like that, you can't come in here after the time you supposed to be here, you said you was gonna call me, you need to keep your word. If you hold him accountable, then he has no choice but to grow if he wants to be with you. Luciana, God bless you. Can you have a soul tie with someone you've never had anything physical with? Yes, you can. But again, somebody else came up with the definition of soul tie. So whoever wrote it, it could be something different. But what I consider a soul tie is a emotional connection, like a spiritual bond, an emotional bond, and that is formed through interaction or communication. Any type of communication or interaction. So you don't have to sleep together to have that. Now, if you sleep together outside of marriage, then that could turn into a toxic and twisted bond. If you ain't had nothing physical, it still could be toxic and twisted, but it's not physical. It's just emotional. And so, yes, that is very, and then, but whether you call it a soul tie or not, that's just semantics. Charlesley, God bless you now. God bless you. If a man I am dating always stares at other women in public, should I address it? If so, how? Yeah, you ought to address it. And in person, I wouldn't make a huge deal about it, but you ought to address it though, because it's disrespectful. and he may not notice it, or he may notice it and not care. So yes, you ought to address it. And now remember, in a time of peace, you prepare for. So in a time of peace, you prepare for. So it could be something when you get in the car, say, hey, I noticed when we walking around, you do a lot of staring at women. Like, can you explain that? Like, why is that? And I'm gonna tell you, as a man, it is, as a man, I could take now, it's kind of up in the air. One woman who is Muslim told me on the comments, she have no trouble with looking at men. She have no desire to look upon a man. And if she might barely could see if she just got that little slit on her eyes and that thing that came down too far or come up too high, because she's like she a traditional Muslim. So she might barely could see out of there. Now, if that's not the case and she just have practiced not looking upon men who she think is handsome. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I noticed. Now I don't know if it's because people recognize me, because I do notice almost everywhere I go somebody recognize me. So it could be that. But when I'm walking through places, women be looking me dead in my face. I'll be looking around and a woman look at me dead in my face. I'm like, oh, wow, I thought women supposed to be modest, and I got to turn my head first. I'm like, ma'am, how long you gonna stare at me now? Because then I'll be watching, because you got to remember Martin Luther King got stabbed by a woman, not a man. Now of course it was a man that took his life, God rest his soul. And God bless him, he helped us a lot. But the man took his life. But a woman stabbed him in the chest. So I be watching my surroundings, because I don't never know what's coming. And sometimes I see a woman and she be looking at me like I'm lunch meat. And she in the middle of the jungle and ain't ate in a week. And I'm like, wow. But now as a man, I do notice that it is a natural instinct to look around and notice stuff. Now I notice everything, but if some look good in a way that your mind has been conditioned that this good looking, you got to catch yourself. You got to check yourself. It ain't just no natural thing to where you just walking around, and can't see nothing. You recognize stuff. And some women have been honest and say, look, I recognize handsome men. That's human nature. So, and I have one homeboy who is a faithful man. He's a faithful man. He honest. And I tell him, like, listen, my goal is not to be looking upon women, because I'm a married man. And the Bible says if you lust in your heart, you committed adultery. And then he said to me, man, that's stupid. Man, that's a waste of time. Man, I'm not finna torture myself like that. He's like, ain't nothing wrong with looking you ain't touching. That's human. And so that's his take on it. And guess what? I feel like that's 99% of men take on it. And now with these men sitting in here with stuff spinning on their desk, doing their talking, it's going to be hard for you to convince a man that he wrong for looking at him a piece of booty. It's going to be hard today. If there was a lot more men accepting responsibility and talking and saying that it's wrong, it'll be easier. But with what's out here today, these men going to be like, what? If you don't shut up, you better be glad I ain't go holler at her in front of your face. That's how these men today going to be talking. So God bless you on that, but I definitely would bring it up. Brittany, God bless you. Now, dating a man that lives with mom/family, 6 people total, says it works better because of past break-ins. I feel a way about it. He's 37/31, both no kids / married. And I don't know how you using these slashes, because I don't know if that means no kids, never married, or if that means no kids, but y'all was married. And I'm guessing you saying he 37, you 31. So forgive me if I'm misinterpreting them slashes. But now, where do he live at? Because he's staying with, a tribe talking about because of past break-in. What he on, old block, 64, 63rd, or whatever the rapper be hollering about where they from. So it's like, where do he live at? It's like, is this safe? It's like, is you gonna get caught in a drive-by and get hit in the leg through the door? Hanging with him? So that's first and foremost. 2, his butt lying. Because you can put bars on your window, you can put alarm on your house. Now, the 6 of them can't afford bars on the window or alarm on the house, and it's other issues going on. So, for one, he lying. And so this is the thing. You have to look at the maturity continuum. Dependent, independent, interdependent. If a man living with somebody, living off of somebody, he's still a dependent. So if you is of age, if you are of age and you are ready to start dating with a purpose for marriage, then y'all need to be independent, able to pay your own shelter, pay for your own transportation, pay for your own clothes, food, and the like. If y'all is dependents, y'all don't need to be dating at all. Y'all need to be focusing on your grind and getting your life in order. Now, if you live with somebody by choice and you can afford to live on your own, that's different. Ty, God bless you. God bless you and your family, Tony. I appreciate you. All you doing. Hey, God bless you now. God bless you. Lorenzo, bless you now. Is it okay for a man to be in a relationship and have female friends, some of which he claims are more like sisters because he has known them for years? No, it's not okay. But it depends on what type of relationship y'all in, how long y'all been in that relationship. So if you brand new, a man not finna cut off his friends for you. Catalyst, God bless you now. Catalyst Colbert. Charlesy, God bless you. So that's the thing. It depends on you. When you brand new, a man typically ain't gonna cut off his friends for you now. So the thing is, when it comes to friends, it should naturally be a organic separation. Destiny separates them the closer y'all get. So if y'all getting closer and y'all a serious item and he's still talking to them friends a lot, as much as he talked to you or more than he talked to you, that's a sign that he in love with them friends or one of them friends and keeping them close until it's his turn to pounce. Because men really are not genuine platonic friends with a woman. If a man is heterosexual, he's typically, it's very, 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 very rare for a heterosexual man to be a platonic friend with a woman that he can be attracted to. Now, if she is the complete, absolute, complete opposite of his attraction, then it gives somewhat of a possibility. But as long as she got some between her legs, it's still not all the way foolproof. I have finished the life coaching course. Should I sign up for a coaching session with a coach before signing up for my mentor? You don't have to, but yes, you could. And if it would not hurt you. I would recommend it. Um, Even if it's one of the $25 an hour coaches, just to kind of see how other people run their session. If you can afford $100, then I would do 4 sessions with 4 different coaches at $25 an hour to see what you like and what you don't like. Of course, you're not telling them, but you're just seeing how they run your session. And bring a real problem now. Bring a real problem that you're working on. If it's about building your brand as a coach, then click on the filter and select a business coach or a branding coach or a career transition coach. But coaching can never hurt you because you're going to learn something, even if it's what not to do and say. What do you think about looking for a woman that will help you in your purpose? You think about looking for a woman that will help you in your purpose. To be honest with you, that's any woman. That's any woman. That's the nature of a woman. You got to remember what a woman was when a woman was created. Like, it wasn't to run a Fortune 500 company. A woman wasn't created just to be there. Like, a woman has a purpose and she got a brain and she is a backbone by nature. She's a nurturer by nature. That's why her body produces milk to feed human life. That's why her body can carry human life and bring life into the world. She's a nurturer by nature. So to be honest with you, any woman you meet, if she checks off the other boxes with her character and her personality, her belief system, her standards, then she'll help you in your purpose. Would you suggest speed dating? It won't hurt you. it won't hurt you. You know, it can help your conversation skills. You may, it's like playing the lotto. It's like dating lottery. You might get lucky and meet somebody at the speed dating that you actually like. So it wouldn't hurt you now. The key is to make sure Ted Bundy nephew ain't in there. And when you get in that car to go home, to be looking in that rearview mirror, and when you get back to your house, to circle on around the block a couple times to make sure ain't nobody follow you home. And hit that block a couple times, a few times, and make sure ain't nobody right behind you. That's the key with that right there, that speed dating. But it ain't gonna hurt you. And it's better than online dating, because at least you get to see this man, you get to count his teeth, you get to see that he's a man, you get to hear how he talk, you get to smell his cologne, you get to see how he dressed, look at them shoes, look at them fingernails. You get to kind of analyze him, read his energy, which you cannot do when you online dating. So I would rather people speed date than online date. Greatest love, God bless you. Hi, Tony. Being that there are majority grown boys out here today, and the genuine men who honors women and ultimately want marriage are slim to none, what is a good woman to do? Well, the thing about it is you have to you got to understand perception. Because a lot of women who say they're a good woman actually is not a good woman, because they don't understand what a good woman is to a man. And so you could be a good woman to yourself, but you're not marrying yourself. So men and women today have to understand perception and understand what the person that they're trying to attract, what that person or those type of people are looking for. Because, I talk to a lot of women who say, "Oh, I'm a good catch. I'm a good catch." And and I want this kind of man. I want a man like this, a man like that. And I'm like, do you know that a man like that don't want a woman like that you are right now, with your mindset or your habits or your attitude, or whatever it may be. So when when you understand perception, then you realize, okay, I'm a good woman. Like, you could be an amazing person, but that don't mean that you relationship ready. You could be an amazing person by yourself, but that don't mean that you ready to go from independent to interdependent. And so typically, when you're not attracting anything good, it's typically a couple tweaks that need to be made, because the cream rises to the top. So when you become the cream of the crop, then you're going to rise to the top and you're going to start to attract people on your level. But it might be one little tweak that need to be made. And that might be getting out the house more. That might be, switching up how you how you presenting yourself. That might be where you going. So always get you some feedback, outside looking in. Uh, is it a red flag is it a red flag if a man is a fan of alpha men on internet? Hold on. For one, don't be putting nobody else's name on my channel, because everybody don't know who you talking about, for one. And then two, that's a lot of these men that call themselves alpha men is actually what would really be a beta man, because a alpha man is never going to put a woman down. It's never going to demean and belittle a woman. A alpha man, a real man, would never do that. He will speak to a woman the truth in love, to share his perspective, but to build her up in the process and create a dialogue that is healthy and a two-way street. That's what a real man gonna do. So when you must see, the thing is a lot of these men that's out here today that's claiming to be this or that, they they soothing the sore ears for these grown boys that's out here, because these grown boys, essentially what the message is is women need to know their place and get in line and shut up so you could get a man. That's what a lot of these men out here telling these men. They telling the men that they the prize, that they got all the options, that they got the upper hand, and that women need to be eating out of their hand, kissing their behind. And so when men come in and saying that make a grown boy feel great. It make him feel amazing because all the messages really, the way it's being understood and the way it's being translated is the woman need to work for the man's approval and seek the man's approval, and that the man is quote unquote high value and the woman is low value, and if she don't look a certain way or make a certain amount of money or do this and that, then she need to shut up and be happy with whatever a man gonna give her. That's the underlying message. Corinne, God bless you. Coach Natasha, bless you now. Christine, God bless you now. Denitra, bless you. You Leah, bless you. Now you Leah, I don't know who, I don't know if that was the message that was deleted. I hold the thing too long. Yeah. And if y'all notice, I talk about everything, but I don't speak names. Don't speak nobody's name. I don't speak names because whenever you speak somebody's name, that make them feel like they invited into a conversation. And a lot of these people, they get beside themselves, sometimes. And I'm just really not the one to get beside yourself with. So that's why I don't speak names. I talk on everything that I need to talk on now, but if I don't say your name, if you ain't get called, then don't come for me, because I handle things a little differently. Ariana, God bless you. How to get guys' attention after being short with him via text. Didn't realize how much he was trying to get to know me till now. Missed opportunity. Yeah, you didn't miss the opportunity now, sis. You ain't know how to communicate. That means you're not ready for a relationship. That means you got to keep, working on your interpersonal skills and working on your mindset, because it ain't easy to text. It's not hard to text. So if you was being short in the text, that probably was something intentional, subconsciously intentional, which is an oxymoron, but they were subconsciously intentional because you might have was trying to play your little game. You might have trying to play your little game, trying to be hard to get, and then he gone about his business, and now you done played yourself. It's too late now. You don't ever want to run a man off, then try to beg him back. Go on about your business. It's a lost opportunity. Just do better with the next man you're gonna meet. Because if you meet one man, that means you can meet two men. So just keep going about your business. Because if he was the man for you, he wouldn't let you being short in the text run you off. He would have called you on the phone. He would have got on FaceTime. So if you being short on the text run him off, that's not your husband anyways. So don't try to call him back. Okay, this right here, BG, 18-month relationship. He speaks of marriage in 2 years. He speaks of marriage in 2 years, kids, good character, feels less than because my standards, encourage and uplift or just go. If he is less than your standards, then you need to go anyways. It's like, what you wasting your time for? If he ain't who you want as a man, go on about your business. Go on about your business. And an insecure man is a dangerous man. So a man who don't feel like he worthy of you, you shouldn't be with him anyways, because he insecure, and eventually he gonna end up flipping that on you. He gonna have the ugly duckling syndrome. Talia, God bless you. My ex and I got back together. He doing good, but problem is he wants to know who I slept with when we wasn't together. What to do? Told him it's none of his business, but he said I was rude. You did the right thing, and you keep it just like that. Cause he ain't finna offer up no information. He ain't finna tell you nothing. And listen to me. I was a criminology major. What's your Miranda rights? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. In a relationship, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of love. So don't tell nothing that ain't nobody business. That ain't none of his business what you and your body was doing. And you ain't got to lie. You tell that ain't none of your business because I wasn't with you when you were doing what you was doing. So don't be asking me about what I was doing. And what you need to do is assume that it was nothing because you need to judge me off me and how you know me, not off just you being nosy because you got a guilty conscience. So when somebody asks you a question and that ain't none of their business, you flip it right back on. So who were you sleeping with? Guilty conscience? Sound like you're guilty conscience speaking. You see what I'm saying? But don't do never give nobody no ammunition because they'll use it on you. Nikki, God bless you. Just send a little blessing as a thank you for sharing your wisdom and knowledge with, hey, God bless you now. God bless you now. Chanel, God bless you. Hey, Tony, similar to last question. Guy I'm dating, 33, often talk and tell stories about women who've thrown themselves at him or want to sleep with him or have tried him when out with his friends. Address how to feel. It's really, when we do that as men, it's really because we insecure and we want the woman that we telling that to want us more, to desire us more, to kind of, like we want to feel good. It's like we really kind of feel ugly in a certain way, and we trying to convince ourselves that we still got it. And so when a man doing that, it's really harmless. Don't sweat him and don't chase him and don't throw yourself on him just because he doing that. But you kind of just it's really insecurity. So honestly, if you like, what? She did that? Oh my goodness, that's nasty. Why she was acting like that? Oh, what? What in the world? Oh my goodness, these women today. Hey, go ahead, boo. You got it now. You got it. You hit them like that, like don't let it bother you. Don't let that make you insecure. And you hit them like that, what is gonna happen? It's gonna flip it on him. Cause see, he insecure, and that's why he's sharing those meaningless stories. And so, but what it is it's really when somebody don't feel like they all the way on your level. And we do that, I do that to my wife sometimes. Somebody write me and look like they trying to flirt. Hey, baby, look at it right here now. But I already told her what that mean. And then so she flip it back on me. She said, what did you say about somebody who always showing you who trying to holler at them? I said, yeah, you right. She used to do that to me when we started dating. And I was talking to my dad. I said, why? I said, girlfriend always telling me like, oh, this guy tried to holler at me. And he said, listen here. He said, my daddy told me a long time ago. He said, listen, she ain't going to tell you about the man that she want when he tried to talk to her. So tell her don't bring you nothing else. So I went right to my wife, she's my girlfriend. I say, listen, you ain't gonna tell me when that 6'4" tall, dark and handsome man try to holler at you. So stop telling me about when all these little ugly men try to holler at you. I don't care. Since I said that, my wife has never ever, she was my girlfriend then and we was a couple months in. She's never ever told me nothing about no man trying to holler at her. And then to the contrary, when I ask her, so don't no man try to holler at you? Don't nobody try to talk? No, never, ever. These men don't try to talk to me because I'm about my business. You see, I walk right past you in the mall. I don't even notice you in the mall. And she is like that. She got tunnel vision. We'll split up in the mall and then we coming back together. And I'm walking right towards her. I got to really bump into her for her to see me. She'll walk right past me. And so that let me know like she really don't be looking around checking, and she don't give off the energy that says you can approach me. So see, it's like you got to know your person too, because this is the thing. If he telling you that, then that means he kind of open and transparent, and his insecurity kind of get the best of him. When he is good looking to you and he never mentioned somebody trying to holler at him, that could mean he trying to hide some stuff. So it just, it's not one size fits all. Jackie, God bless you. Should you tell your new boyfriend of 3 months what your credit score is? I have good credit. He has been married before, but she died 8 years ago. I never been married, but looking to marry. Here's the thing. You could tell him as long as you know that you have the strength not to use your credit on him. As long as you know you're not going to let him benefit from your credit. And if he asks you what your credit score is, that's the only time you should even consider telling him. But before telling him, you need to make sure he finna show you his credit score. And say, listen, I don't show nobody nothing that they don't show me. So let me see your credit score. Let me see your credit score first. And so, that's if he asking. But sometimes a man want to know that if he a grown boy, which you don't know if he a grown boy because it's only 3 months in. Sometimes a man want to know that to see if he can steal your identity now. There's a lot of scam artists out here now. You living all off your credit. Get close enough, you get that Social Security number. Man have business loans and lines of credit, trade lines, everything in your name. And be gone with the wind. Alexa, God bless you. Hey, Tony, I broke up with my ex, kicked him out, changed my number and location, blocked via phone, social media, even Cash App. Now he's repeatedly emailing me. Should I file an order of protection? Now, if it's just email and it ain't bothering you, it's not going to make you reach out to him. It's not going to make you, and there's no threats in there, nothing like that. It's a personal choice. It ain't all that serious. Now, this a thing now. Don't be doing all this and don't go file no protection order when you secretly want the man back. Now, you want the man back and you just really want him to show how bad he wants you. Then don't cut him off in every single avenue and then you crawling back to him or you letting him come back to you now. So if you want to put a protection order, what you first need to do is email him and say, listen, if you email me again, I am calling the police and putting a restraining order on you. Thank you. Bye. So give him a warning before you bring them people in. Because now if you bring them people in and then really you weak for him, and then a year later, y'all pop up and meet each other and then you let him back in, oh, you finna pay a price. You finna pay a price. Yeah, you ain't spoke to him now. That don't mean you don't want to speak to him. That don't mean you ain't gonna let him back. So listen, don't go all the way now. If you thinking it's a chance y'all can get back together, cause if you get that man your butt to kiss, and then you end up with him a year from now, oh, you finna pay a price. You finna pay the piper, cause he finna be resentful. You know what I mean? So listen, give him a warning first, and if he keep disrespecting you, overstepping the boundary, then you gonna get that protection order. God bless you. Now, hey, Tony, been dating a guy for 7 months. We was going out a lot first 4 months. Now he stay in the house on his video games. Try to invite him out, but he say he's saving money. Any thoughts? Yeah. He online. Listen to these men. And, he online listen to these men. And these men really done popped up these last 3 months real heavy. So now these men feeling like the prize when he's saving money. Okay, you can walk around the lake. They got the sidewalk around the lake downtown now. You can walk around the lake. You could go downtown. You can walk around, go up to the little window, get your little dollar slice of pizza. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be spending a whole lot of money to get out the house. And so, you see what I mean? So it's like he making excuses. And now if somebody already making excuses 7 months in, got to go. Go on about your business. I feel like I met the one. He's very attentive to my needs, cares about my feelings, makes me feel important, and my opinion matters. He's 39, own business. He's consistent. Advice, please. Keep going. Keep putting the left foot in front of the right foot. Don't assume anything. Just keep letting him show you who you are. Keep your legs closed. Stay off your back. And let him show you who he is. And just, keep checking things out. Just dig a little deeper. Do a little Googling. Do a little Facebooking. Just check things out now. Because he could be the one. Or he could be looking for a rebound because his heart hurting from his girlfriend. And he wants somebody he can showcase on Facebook to make his ex jealous. Okay. Could have a business. But his business getting ready to go down. And he needed a little PPP. You see what I mean? So it's other stuff that could be going on. So you just got to see if he going to stand the test of time. Don't get too excited. Because see, what a man does is, like y'all like to use love bombing. A man will bombard you with all this representative, with this perfectness to get you to drop your guard. And now your guard supposed to be up and now you go to dropping that guard. and you dropping that guard, before you know it, you got something in your mouth. Before you know it, you got something in your mouth. Because you done dropped that guard. So you got to keep that guard up now. And you just look peeking at them through that guard. Let me see. You see what I mean? But y'all get too comfortable because he looked like he perfect. And then next thing you know, you spread eagle, open sesame, and then he flipped the script on you like this young man. Cause that young lady said that man was perfect doing everything. She ain't mentioned that she came off them groceries, like the song say, eating like groceries. And she ain't mentioned that she came off them groceries. If she came off them groceries, boom, he done got the prize. He done won the race. Now he finna get on his video game. I ain't got to work for you no more. I worked for you the first 4 months, but now you done came off them good groceries. Now I'm on this video game. You see what I'm saying? Dated a man who within 6 weeks wanted me to give up my career, move to another state with him, and let him support us while I discovered myself. I let him go. Thoughts? You did the right thing. You did the right thing. I mean, if that's how you feel, you probably could tell that was Ted Bundy's nephew. So you did the right thing. Did the right thing. Go on about your business. Go on about your business. Hello, Tony. Will Queen Cherie bless us with her presence again and drop some gems for the ladies? Love from NYC. I hope so now. She ain't asked me. She ain't she ain't pressed for it. And one thing I don't do is I don't press her. You see what I mean? Cause everything ain't everybody calling. And a lot of couples, they try to do couple stuff together because it sells. But for me, I ain't worrying about trying to sell nobody. You see what I mean? So you don't never want to put somebody in a light that they weren't meant to be in, or they don't feel called to. So for me, I'm hands off with that. When she ready, she wrote the book with us. She wrote the book, with me, A Woman's Influence, but that's about all I could get. Now, if I ask her to do it, she'll do it, but she got a mouth, she got a voice, she's strong, so if she want to do something, she'll tell me so, and she see me doing this, and she don't ever say, you want me to come on there with you? Or should I do something for the ladies? She don't never have, so she feel comfortable, so I let her do her. But, one of these days, and the time that she came on there with me, it really was, in all honesty, it was to promote the book. It was kind of almost like a publishing type, obligation. Like you wrote a book, you got to show face to promote it. But she didn't even want to write the book. That was our publisher asked. My publisher asked, can my second book in my 2-book deal be with my wife? And so she was like, no. But then she was like, okay. And so that's why she did it. But she really she behind the scenes. She comfortable behind the scenes because her focus is our sons. And also, she a different type. Like my wife, she cool, calm, and collected. But she really ain't built for the online stuff. And sometimes people come out their mouth sideways. And y'all think I'll be ready to put a hit on somebody. My wife will really be about that action. And so she'll be trying to find somebody to address. And a thing could be a bot. And so that's why I don't even put that stress on her, because my son's mental health, well-being is more important. And when you come into that limelight, it's a lot get put on you. Y'all see how they do, these men's wife, if they don't like their outfit, if they don't like their body, if they don't like their hairstyle, people will come in the comments and just rip a new one. And I'll be out here like Liam Neeson. You hear me? On for real. I'll be out here like Liam Neeson. I will find you. And I will earn you. Because that's one thing right there. I don't play about her. And so I don't play about her mental health. And I don't play about my kid mental health. So I protect that. So I come out here and deal with the ignorance and the foolishness and all, how heavy this is. But a lot of people, until you get in this here light, you don't understand how heavy it is. And so everybody's shoulders ain't meant to carry that. So that's why I protect my queen. And I don't just throw her out there to make money. Oh, come on out there. We could do like a on the run tour. You seen how big Lemonade was? Like, come on out here. know what I'm saying? Man, it's gonna kill it if you come on out here with me and we team up. That's how a lot of men think. They think in business, they think in money. Me, her well-being, her mental health, that mean more to me. Got your coaching and have came through my own self-sabotaging mindset. It's life. And what's your number one challenge coaching women who are still limited in their thinking? That right there is just a challenge in itself. Just coaching them and understanding that as a coach, you can't make anybody do anything. Like understanding that your job is really just to ask questions. You ask questions. When they say something that doesn't make sense and doesn't add up, you ask them another question to get them to see it from another angle. And then when they say something that it really makes sense and that's the answer, then you affirm them in that and you give them confirmation on that answer. And then when they say something that don't make sense and you could tell they limited in their thinking, instead of telling them they're limited in their thinking, you just ask them another question. And then they kind of end up coaching themselves. Is it normal for a man to want to take it slow in the beginning stages of dating? No, it's not normal. It's not normal. That's only normal when he doesn't feel you're the one, but he just need company. He need company. He wants somebody to talk to. You're a roster filler. But men are very aggressive, very assertive, very hungry, go-getters. When a man wants something, he own it. Look at the sales industry. When you look at the sales industry, you write into somebody's website. Let me tell you, go to a car dealership website. You want to learn how men are, and when a man wants something, even though you ain't in the market for a car, go to your local car dealership website and write in and inquire on a car. And then see how fast they call you the next day. See how many times they keep calling you, keep texting you, keep emailing you. The sales industry and the sales tactic was written by men. And it is very disturbing. It is very disgusting. It is very annoying. And you just be like, bro, please stop emailing me, man. If I want the product, I'm going to call you. Stop writing me every week talking about, hey, just following up on my last email, wondering if you've seen it. Every single company, regardless of the company, that's how they do. And that's how a man will be in dating. You'll be like, my goodness, can I get a moment? My goodness. Every time I look at my phone, you on my phone. Like, if it ain't a phone call, it's a FaceTime, it's a text message. Like, my goodness, brother, is everything okay? Like, I got a job. That's how a man gonna be when he wants you. When a man hollering about, oh, let's just take it slow, he don't want you. He don't want you, or he playing mind games. Why does a guy flake on a date? Makes excuses. He don't want you. All right, now that's my next shirt. He don't want you. For me to have sitting up in here in the office and not even selling them. I'm gonna put these shirts that I be wearing. I'm gonna make them available for sale here soon. But I just ain't had the energy. I ain't had the energy because around here all this here weighing on the scale and putting it in the package and all this right here. I'm like, man, I'm an intern again. I've never been an intern, but I'm like, I feel like an intern. And then I know I got some offers for people to run it for me, but I struggle with trusting humans. And I also know where I'm at right now, and I'm just not in a position to be tried. And if I get tried, things could get ugly, and I just don't want to go through that right now. Veronica, God bless you now. You retracted your message. So I don't know if you canceled it. Earth Angel, God bless you. Hi, Tony. This is a thank you. Daughter's toxic dad still not leaving me alone after he got his toxic ex pregnant. Working with my mentor to best handle this situation. After 7 years, now 27, I'm done. God bless you now. God bless you. Keep doing the work. Azula, God bless you. Hi, Tony. I work in a male dominant workplace. I have a strong feeling my boss likes me, but I don't see him that way. He's married and his wife was my boss before. Advice on how to work with someone like this. You gotta picture him as somebody else. Don't look at him as your boss. Like, look at him as if, picture him as if like Barack Obama. A man that you respect, but a man that you know is off limits. Don't look at him with familiarity. You got to look at him like a stranger, like you don't know him. So you very stiff, you very cordial, you very direct, you very solemn faced, stoic. You're not all personable and all blah, 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 because men overread stuff. Men read too deep into stuff. So if you doing too much, a man just gonna assume that you like him, and so you just have to be real direct with him. Don't give him too much energy. Because then he gonna make you really put him in his place, because he gonna misread it, and then he gonna try you, and then you got to, you see what I mean, slap him in the mouth, and go to EOC Nicole Miller. God bless you now. So just picture him as if like this a platonic person, stranger, and I got to be business and straight up. 55, and I have done everything to turn this 33-year-old off. He's persistent after a year. What do you think? He has issues. 55, and you trying to turn it 30. See, you're a goal. You are a goal. He don't want you. You're a fetish. You're a fetish. You're a challenge. And I'm going to tell you now, you're getting weak. You're getting weak, but you got to get strong right now tonight. You got to get strong, because after a while, that annoyance becomes flattery. And he waiting to catch you on a day where your body just, in my body telling me, yeah. He want to get you. He know that day gonna come to where them hormones kicking, and you just ready. You miss your dang-a-lang in a jar, and he right there, ready, sprung and ready, and you like, come on over, and that's what he waiting on. So listen, moderators, God bless you. Y'all could start working now. To the moderators that's helping me out, y'all can start working now. Y'all ain't got to monitor the chat, because I'm getting ready to get off. So I thank y'all so much. Shout out to the moderators who help, keep this thing clear for me so I can see the questions. Kimberly, God bless you. I know I probably missed somebody's message. God bless you. But listen, when I tell y'all, it's a free Q&A. So don't send a message with $1 attached to it to get a question asked, because I might miss that. So now if you send that as you saying, hey, I'm supporting this channel. And if you see this, answer this message, but don't, do it just for that. But this is a free Q&A. Martini, God bless you. Okay. I see your mama listen to Remy Martin. And she like, well, I can't do Remy Martin because that took, so let me do Martini. God bless you now. That's a cute name. Hi, I've been with my boyfriend for 1 month. He smoked marijuana. I told him I don't want him doing that. I'm celibate, by the way. He seems to not have a plan on how he will stop smoking. He claims I'm the one. Should I just leave? Y'all going about the business. Y'all going about the business. 1 month in, you ain't got a chance of beating somebody's addiction. Go on about the business. You ain't got a chance of beating somebody's addiction. B. Jones, I'm finna go to bed. So you might as well go on to bed, all right? Or you scroll back to the beginning of this. But I just was coming on here for an hour now. Hi, Tony. I'm dating a guy who is 50. He seems interested, but always want to discuss the MGTOW. Men going their own way movement. Should I stick it out or leave? Leave. Immediately. I'm going to tell you, man come to you talking about a MGTOW, a red pill, yellow pill, blue pill, high value man, alpha male strategies. Man talking about that. When you look at the common denominator between all the messages, it is about putting your foot on the neck of a woman. It is not about empowerment. It is not about teamwork. It is not about lifting each other up. It is about control. It is about control. It is about manipulation. It's about using a woman to get what you want from her, using her for her body, using her for her credit score, using her for her money, and treating her like an option and making her work for you. And all of those things are ran by butt-hurt men. Those are butt-hurt men who call themselves alpha men, but they actually beta males. But they call themselves alpha men, but they are butt-hurt men who have gotten dogged out and mistreated by women that was out of their league, and they tried to get the woman, and now the woman did them wrong, and now they want revenge on all of womankind. The other part of it is men who did a woman wrong, and then she held him accountable, and she stuck it to him, and when he got a taste of his own medicine, it now about killed him, and now he angry, and he want it's revenge of the lames. That's what all these movements of these men is, revenge of the lames. It's revenge of the butthurt men who can't accept the consequences of the actions that they did in their relationship, or they got hurt by a savage woman and now they want to make every other woman after that pay. And in the short and skinny of it, that's just what it is. And real recognize real. And ain't now one of them gonna look me in my face and tell me I'm lying, because I done every single thing that they could imagine doing to a woman and with a woman. And so I know the game inside and out, upside and down, front and backwards, like my shoe size. And I could tell a fake when I see a fake. I could tell a lane when I see a lane. Because a real man don't want no parts of controlling a woman, using a woman, telling a woman what to do and how to do it, and stealing a woman's voice. A real man don't want to do that because he doesn't derive his strength from there. A real man understand that his strength is his gentleness. Hey, y'all, don't send no more questions now. Let me touch on this here. His strength is his gentleness, and he understand that. Don't say no more questions. Let me answer this last one. Fitness mom. My son's father seen him for the first time in 5 years over the weekend. Cried, hugged, spent the day, and said he wants to see him more, but is not responding to my son's calls or texts. Says he busy. All right, leave him be. Leave him be going about the business. Leave him be going about the business. Now y'all hold on now. Y'all hold on, because I'm getting ready to go now. I'm getting ready to go, but I'm finna tell you about what's going on. And you screen record this and share this with everybody in your text message. And because it's a movement, I'm going to keep on talking about it over and over. But it's a movement, and I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the adversary working to break up the household. And what this is to break up the household so that you have no strength in the home, so that the kids are confused, so that you got single mom homes, and you got all this brokenness. And this movement is being led by grown boys. It's being led by, and see, really, the way the adversary work is he'll put a Decepticon in there. The adversary will actually put a man who like men to talk to women and what they need to do for relationships, but the men actually like them a piece of booty hole. Don't even want a woman. Can't even make it work with a woman, but will come and try to destroy the confidence and the self-love and the self-respect of women, to debase women and make women feel less than, and like they gotta serve a man, worship a man, compete for a man, and settle for whatever treatment this man want to give them just because this man make money. So if the man want to cheat, okay, that's just men being men. That's what they want a woman to believe. And what these lames is on here doing is they teaching men how to deceive women, how to manipulate women, how to get women to buy into their ways. And they doing that because they lame, because they soft, because they scared, because they weak, because they butt hurt, because they angry, because they got mommy wounds or daddy wounds, because the girl they wanted in 8th grade chose the star quarterback, because the girl they wanted in 12th grade chose the star basketball player, because the woman that they tried to get and tried to buy end up just using them for his money, because she was already turned on to them dope boys, to them other men, and she saw this little man come up on her. She looking at the top of his scalp. And a lot of times you're gonna see these men. And when you see a lot of these men that's sending these messages that's dividing men and women and making men fight against women, when you look at the messengers, for one, they're gonna look like little ugly. They look like the sole of a shoe. They're gonna they either look like the sole of a shoe, they either overly feminine, or they didn't ever have their growth spurt. When you look at these men, or they was bullied or picked on for their complexion, their height, and that scarred them. So now that ruined their relationship with women because they had insecurities that was preyed upon, that ruined their interactions with women, and now they derive their strength from debasing and demeaning women. And that's the movement we have online today. And it's a bunch of punks. And that's why God got me in the trenches doing the work I got to do to level the playing field, because you got to have real men somewhere. You got to have real men somewhere. And one thing about a real man, because I was a punk, I was a grown boy, I was a lame. That's how I could recognize these lames, because I used to be them. But when you have that run-in with your creator, and your creator say to you, why are you manipulating and deceiving my daughters? And you say, whoa, hold on, Lord. So you mean to tell me using this woman, disrespecting this woman, using her for her body, using her for her money, using her for her credit, asking her to settle for whatever I want to give her? Hold on, you mean to tell me that ain't what you intended her for? You didn't intend for her to be a piece of meat. You didn't intend for her to be at my disposal. You didn't intend for her to just cook and clean, sit down and shut up and let a man do what a man want to do. That ain't what you created her for? Whoa, okay. That's why my life in shambles. That's why I can't reach a pure level of peace and happiness and success. So when a grown boy have that run-in with his creator, then he realized he's a lame. Then he realized he's a punk. Then he realized he's a grown boy. And that's when his eyes is open. And that's when he learns that a woman is his teammate, not his opponent that he needs to beat, that he needs to conquer, that he needs to use and misuse and deceive and manipulate and control. But he needs to speak life into her, to support her, to love her, to include her, to allow her to keep her voice instead of trying to silence her voice and take her voice. I heard a lame online took a snippet of my message and gonna put it in his video. And because I said my wife's way is my highway, meaning that my wife mindset is included in my decision-making process. But because I include her and I love her and I respect her, when I want to make a decision, she trusts me to make that decision because she is included. She's not debased and demeaned and degraded. She's not treated like a piece of property. She treated like a person. She's an asset, not a liability. And so men complaining about marriage, oh, and marriage ain't benefit a man. Marriage don't benefit a man. It do benefit you if you do what you're supposed to do in the marriage. It's not going to benefit you if you want her to settle for your cheating, settle for your lying, settle for your abuse, settle for your control. No, marriage is not going to benefit you because she's going to find her backbone and she's going to divorce you and she's going to get half of everything. You absolutely right. Because you's a dog, because you's a liar, because you's a grown boy, because you lame. And people always talking, Tony, how you feel about prenups and all that? I say prenup is a plan to fail. Because if you thoroughly vet this person and you date this person with intention, you could tell if this person a real person or not, if they a writer or not. And you're not going in planning to fail. Because the purpose of a marriage is to say, I give you my life. I dedicate my life to you. We're going to be together until death do us part. If you go in with the mentality that y'all only going to last 5 years, 10 years, then you ought not get married. So you go in marriage and love is a gamble. And when you gamble, you could lose it all. And if you're not willing to lose it all for this person, then you don't really love them. You don't really know what you're doing, and you should not be doing it. So for me, I'm all in. A 100% bona fide millionaire. And if me and my wife get a divorce, you know why it's going to be? It'll be because of me mistreating her. It'll be because of me dogging her out. And if that means I got to lose half of what I've built, then that's exactly what I deserve. Because when you become a real man, you want the consequences for your actions because you know that's the only way you grow. But see, these punk made men today want to do the action but don't want the consequence. Want to cheat, want to dog a woman out, want to control a woman, want to put hands on a woman, want to disrespect a woman, but then get mad when they get raped over in the courtroom. That's what you get because you did not keep your vows. If you would have kept your vows, oh, well, what about a woman who cheat on me? What about a woman who cheat on me? That's what you get because you did not date with intention. You dated with your dang-a-lang stood of your head. Because if a person is a savage, if a person is a scavenger, if a person is a liar, you can tell that if you dating with intentionality, but you dating with your dang-a-lang. And so you were chasing a piece of booty. You wanted a squirrel. You wanted a nut like a squirrel. And so guess what? You got your nut, and then now she done put you on your butt because she came to play the game. But had you been dating with your head on your shoulder instead of the head in your pants, you would have been able to tell that she was a no good woman. You would have been able to tell that she was savage hearted, that she got too much pain for you to try to heal, and that you should have gone about your business, but you were looking at the booty and the beauty instead of where her brains and her heart is. And so that's why you got played. Oh, see there right here, this one-sided message. No, the message is stop making excuses and start making changes. Accept responsibility for your life. Accept responsibility for your choices. If my wife turned out to be a cheater, then guess what? It ain't a loss, it's a lesson. Because now I realize, oh, I misread this situation. So do that mean I need to go take it out on the next woman? No, that means I need to learn. And I need to recognize the red flags that I miss. So the next time when I see this, oh, okay, scratch a liar, find a thief. Like she say in the Ray movie. Scratch a liar, find a thief. Okay, so now them 3-4 lies that I caught her in, that I ignored, that then later turned out to be her cheating. Now, the next time when I catch a woman lying, I need to realize a liar can also be a cheater, and I need to go on about my business. But see, what happened is these butthurt men then took some L's in relationships, and now they hate women. Now they want women to be floor mats. Now they want women to be like bubble gum on the bottom of their shoe. So now they done create this MGTOW, men going their own way. This red pill from a movie, Matrix. This high value man. This is all about putting a man on a pedestal and looking down on the woman. And instead of being teammates, instead of the woman being a queen, they want the woman to be a handmaid. They want the woman to be like a concubine. They want to be able to watch their pornography, get on their little website, jiking the thing. They want to be able to go to the strip club. They want to be able to have threesomes and foursomes. They want to be able to do what they want to do, how they want to do it, call all the shots, tell this woman to shut up, stay in your place, and then want to call it some kind of raggedy name instead of being a man and treating that woman the way God created and intended for her to be treated. And see, that's the problem right now with society. And I'm going to tell you something. You can't play with your mind. You can't play with your mind. And this is what I try to tell you. This is what I try to tell y'all. Stop playing with your mind. When you going out here and you listening to these clowns for entertainment, you don't realize it, but subconsciously it's programming you. Subconsciously, you are being debased and demeaned, and you losing your standards and you losing your self-worth, but you calling it entertainment. That ain't how the mind works. Because the subconscious mind cannot decipher between fact or fiction. Anything it hears, it accepts as truth and it moves towards it. So when a man tell you with that thing spinning on his desk or standing up behind standing in front of some green screen or, wherever he at, when this man tell you that You need to be quiet when men talking and let men lead. And you need to trust everything a man say and do when it come to business, because men know business better than women. When these men telling you this stuff, that you need to stop, being assertive, and you need to stop raising your voice when you get angry, and you need to stop trying to overly express yourself and just shut up and listen to this man express himself, and you need to do this and that, you subconsciously getting programmed. So now the next time you go into a relationship, you docile, you ignorant, you a piece of lint between his toes, you a floor mat, and now you don't know who you is. Now you don't know who you is because you letting these punks, who half of them like men. And it's like, okay, if you like you a man, all right, like you a man. But don't like you no men and then come trying to demean women. And then the other half of them is just butt hurt because of something they done gone through in their life. And now they want somebody to be their punching bag. And the easiest thing gonna be is a woman. And then if they come for me, it's they clout chasing. Now they want me to speak on them. But what they don't understand is that I'm going to God and I got to pray not to put them, you see what I'm saying? Send them to meet they maker. Because I don't play by my name. I don't play by mine. You see what I'm saying? But see, they think that because a man values a woman and respects a woman and cherishes a woman, they think that that make a man soft. When they don't understand that that's actually a man's rite of passage. A man is not a man until he learns how to treat God's other creation. If you around here breaking down God's creation, how can you expect to truly be elevated in your mindset and in your peace when you feel like a woman is the tail and you the head? When you feel like a woman is beneath you? When you feel like a woman don't, like the clown that mentioned my name, he talking about, he talking about his wife way is his highway. So this old soft kind of man, cause this mean he letting his wife make business decisions. Women don't know nothing about no business. Women can't make no business decision. It's like that is the absolute dumbest thing in the world. Because if women can't make business decisions, then Oprah wouldn't be no billionaire. If women can't make business decisions, then Kamala Harris wouldn't be no vice president. You see what I'm saying? And if women can make no business decisions, then guess what? I'll still be in the street selling drugs, making them little thousands versus earning millions on this side. I'm on this side using my gifts, creating tech companies, creating over 50 streams of income because of my wife speaking into my life. Because of my wife telling me, listen, this is your gift. You not a thug. You in the streets thugging. You got these 6 gold teeth, this long gold teeth, these diamond chains. You in this Impala. You sitting in class with a 1/4 pound of weed and a .380 handgun. But you smart. You articulate. You can write. Like, what are you doing? Use your gifts. That was my wife who told me that. Had I been listening to men, I'll still be in the streets today. And other than the streets, I'll probably be behind bars or in my grave listening to men. Because it was men who helped me get in the streets, who fronted me to work, who put me on, who gave me my unregistered gun. So that if I need to take a life, I could take a life. That was what men did. But men today talking about these women ain't got no value other than what's between their legs. And that's dumb. And that's why your children are ignorant. That's why your children are failing. Because you breaking down their mama. Because their mama backbone is broken because you as a man using your physical strength and using your presence and using your wayward words to demean this woman. So now when your children look up to their mama, her soul has been snatched. And now because her soul has been snatched and because she's a shell of herself, because she got to deal with a punk of a man, now her kids can't even get real love, pure love to be at their best. And then you talking about, oh, well, they don't just need a mama, they need their daddy. But you's a broken man. You a lost man. You a weak man because you don't understand manhood. Because you don't understand manhood is about building your woman up, lifting your woman up, putting your woman beside you and not beneath you, not behind you. And when you understand that as a man, that's when you really elevate. So it's like this right here. When I thought I was a man, I was losing. When I was doing the things that men tell us is okay, to cheat, to beat, to lie, to deceive, to manipulate, I was losing. Yeah, I could touch a little money, but I couldn't touch no peace. I was sleeping with a 380 under my pillow. A nightmare would have blew my brains out because the gun was under my pillow. Had I got stopped by the police, I would have been in a federal penitentiary because I was trafficking across state lines. But see, it was a woman who God used to reach me. Because what the men was telling me I ought to be doing and what the men was condoning and okaying, it had me broke, busted, and disgusted. But when I allowed my wife to speak into my life and use her brain, because she used a different side of her brain than me, because she articulates and she thinks different than me. When I was allowing to hear her, guess what? Now I'm a millionaire who worked 2 hours a day instead of being a man working 21 hours a day and still just over broke, still living paycheck to paycheck. But when I let God's creation speak into my life and be there with me and build with me, she helped me become a millionaire doing 10 hours of work a week because she supported me in the seasons that I had to work 80 hours a week because I was living right and doing right. And her only thing was, if you talk to me with respect, if you honest with me, then I'm going to support you when you working 80 hours a week because you on your grind, because you building 50 plus streams of income. And the day gonna come when you could work 10 hours a week and still make millions. Because that's what you could do as a team. Ain't no Jordan without Scottie Pippen. You see what I'm saying? So when I stopped seeing her as my opponent, and I realized that she on the Bulls with me. She not the Pistons. She on the Bulls with me. When I realized that she's my opponent, that she's my teammate and not my opponent, that's when I started winning. But you losing in your household, and marriage is hard, and marriage fail because you're competing, because you're trying to win. You're trying to deceive her. You lying to her. You manipulating her. You controlling her. You telling her what she can and cannot do, where she can and cannot go, how she can and cannot think, what she can and cannot be, what she can and cannot say. You've turned her into a robot. So you have stripped her of her innate God-given ability to elevate your life, because she is a catalyst. She is a backbone. She is a support system. She a spine. She a mind. She got vision that you don't have. She could see what you can't see because she could feel what you cannot feel. When you blinded, her eyes wide open and she's seeing this person that's finna take advantage of you. She could see them with 20/20 vision. But because you done blinded her and you trying to make her Helen Keller, not realizing that even Helen Keller had vision. But you trying to blind her and you trying to break her because a punk online then put a battery in your back and told you that a woman need to shut up, that a woman need to sit down, and that because you a man that you know it all, that you somebody. Boy, you dumb. You're dumb and you're ignorant and you're losing. And that's why I make millions working 10 hours a week and you slaving to the bone. Because you debasing your woman. You demeaning your woman instead of teaming up and letting her help you win. That's why you losing. That's why you a weekend daddy. That's why you can't be in your children's life, because you disrespecting they mama. But when you cherish they mama, you respect they mama. And when you realize that a child sees your love for them based on how you treat they mama, because they come from they mama. So when you understand that, that's when you become a man. Man, I gotta go because what I'm saying is too much like right. But in this world, we praise ignorance over intellect. We praise stupidity. We praise idiots and weakness. You give an idiot a microphone and let him speak from his brokenness and let him speak from his ignorance and let him speak from everything that he done suffered in life and never healed from. And he gonna have millions and millions of listeners and viewers because we love a show. We love just because you have a following don't mean that you got a message. Because even the circus got a following. A clown got a following. And that clown is followed around the country. Because we live in a world that will watch you and that will pay for a ticket to see you set yourself on fire and burn to death. That's the world we live in. So to the men out here with a platform, stop operating from your brokenness. Stop operating from your bitterness. Stop operating from your pain. Stop operating from your mistakes. Stop operating from your daddy wounds, from your mama wounds, from your ex-wife wounds, from your ex-girlfriend wounds, because you was cheated on, because you was raked over the coals in the courthouse, because you took a L. Don't take it out on society and every woman in the world and try to break down and debase and demean women because you so small. You need a platform and you want to stand on the shoulders of women to feel like you more of a man. You need to put your foot on her neck to feel like you a man. Boy, you's a punk. And you hurting and you lost and you need healing. You need prayer. And you need to understand that your strength is in your gentleness. Your strength and in your ability to deceive and manipulate. Your strength is in your gentleness. Your strength is in you seeking to understand, then be understood. You taking off them glasses you got on and really stop seeing the world for what you are and see it for what it is. And when you really look around and you see that your mama took a L, that your grandma took a L, that your aunties done took L's, that your sisters taking L's, then you tell me, when you look and you tell me, what woman do you see winning? What woman do you see winning? So how are you making women your opponent? These women ain't your opponent. This systemic racism is your opponent. You're fighting the wrong battle. This broken education system is your opponent. But you choosing to pick a fight with women because you want women to shut up and be quiet and listen to you. And you want to steal the voice of a woman. And so now, because you can't beat your oppressor, who got you going to dumb schools, elf schools, who got you in a rat race, who got you chasing your tail like a delirious dog, because you don't have what it takes to confront your oppressor, to confront the system, they got you fighting against your backbone, your spine, your support system, your catalyst, which is the woman. Now you hate women and you want to shut women up and break women down because you still broken and hurting and lost, because you don't understand what manhood is. And you think a real man is out here doing it for the praise. You think a real man out here doing it for the clout and don't understand the pain and the burden and the cross I got to carry to get up and carry this message, but don't understand that I can't sleep at night because of what God done called me to. And that the only peace I get is when I'm obedient, but the peace is in the midst of a storm, that I'm in the eye of the tornado. And that's what I call peace, because I'm obedient to the will and to the call of he who called me, he who sent me. And that is painful because you got to walk alone, because an eagle does not flock with turkeys, because an eagle has to soar at heights that a turkey can't even see. So I got to be alone because I can't relate to another man, because he don't understand manhood, because he worried about a MGTOW, men going their own way. He worried about calling himself a high value man and don't even understand what value is. Don't even know what make a man a man. Don't even understand what rite of passage means. Don't even understand how to spell rite of passage. And don't understand that learning how to love a woman purely the way God loves her is your rite of passage to manhood. And as long as you are debasing and demeaning and degrading and lying to and cheating on and manipulating and using a woman, you are losing. You are lost. You are ignorant and you are broken. This woman is not your opponent. She was created to be your teammate. But in order for her to be your teammate, you have to allow her to play her role. But what you have to understand about her role is that you don't get to decide her role. Her role was coded in her DNA. God, her creator, has decided her role. And you as a man don't get to say your role as a woman is the kitchen, is the laundry room, is the bedroom, is the back seat. You don't get to decide her role. Her creator has created her to flourish at her highest level. And when you let her be who she was called and created to be, that is what's going to benefit you. But when you steal her righteous mind and you take advantage of the fact that she was created to be in unison with you. That's why your body fits perfectly into her body. That's why your body works with her body to reproduce life. She was created to be in unison with you, in harmony with you, to have cohesion with you. And when you understand that, and you stop trying to deceive her and demean her and control her, and you let her flourish in her gifts, let her flourish in her call, that's when you're going to realize your highest self. That's when you truly become a superior man. And superior man does not mean inferior woman. It means that you are your highest self. Forget what the author told you, because I listened to the book and it was foolishness. And people promoting it, and women even promoting it, because they don't know what it means to a real man. They don't know that that book not empowering a woman, that is putting a man on a pedestal and debasing a woman, even if it's one sentence. And then it's mashed with a whole bunch of other cover up. See, men don't know what it is to be a real man today. And that's what I try to let these men know. And I try to let these men understand what you pursuing. Money. What you pursuing. Peace. What you pursuing. You only gonna get that when you treating God's creation the way he intended for her to be treated. And he didn't create her to be your footstool. He didn't create her to be your opponent. He didn't create her to be at odds with you. That's why your bodies go together. That's why your bodily reproduces that chemistry. And that's why she coded to see what you can't see, to hear what you can't hear, to do what you can't do. Her body does what your body can't do. And when you understand that she's an asset, not a liability, that's when you win. When you truly become a man and you can let her be her, you can let her call her shots, that's when you're going to realize what submission means. Submission is a two-way street. It means that you are submitting and she is submitting. You're submitting to her gifts and her powers, and she's submitting to your gift and your powers, and you putting them together. And now you win the battle. But when you fight against your own camp by cheating, by lying, by deceiving, by controlling, by manipulating, how you gonna win against the enemy when you create an enemy behind the lines? When you create an enemy in your woman, and now you gotta sleep with one eye open because of the monster you have created with the way that you treat her. But I guarantee you, I challenge you as a man, I challenge you to wash her with love. I challenge you to be 100% faithful to her in mind, body, and spirit. I challenge you to allow her to flourish in her gifts. I challenge you to include her in your choices and your decisions about your life and your life with her. And I guarantee you win. I guarantee you win. That's why I earn millions of dollars working 10 hours a week, because I work with my teammate. That's why I don't have to punch nobody's clock. That's why I could set my own hours. That's why I could go where I want to go, do what I want to do, how I want to do it, because I got a teammate. So I found a wife, which is a good thing, and I have received the favor from my Creator because I am in alignment with my Creator. But if you cheating with your hand, with your eyes, with your penis, then you losing, because you are cheating and you are out of alignment. So the blessings that would have otherwise been for you have to be stored up and put up, and you can't receive them because you out of alignment as a man. But see, in order to get in alignment, you first got to get over yourself. In order to get to where you got to go as a man, you got to get over yourself. You got to get over your ego, because your ego is what got you ignorant. And that's why you're not blessed on the level that you could be blessed. That's why everything you got could be 10x'd, could be 100x'd, could be 1000x'd. If you realize that a man who winning is not telling you how to win for the clout of a woman. Because if you could find a woman that I'm sleeping with other than my wife, I will give you $10 million. If you can find a woman that I'm sleeping with, and I know some of y'all men like you a piece of booty. So for your sake, anything or anybody that you think I'm sleeping with other than my wife, anything or anybody that you think I'm sleeping with other than my wife, I'll give you $10 million. You're not going to find it. So what you're going to have to understand, and this how the enemy keep men trapped, is they think that a real man is a simp. They think that a real man is a beta male. They think that a real man is trying to give them the blueprint for clout from women, when these women can't benefit me because I don't cheat on my wife. These women can't benefit me because I don't want to sleep with now one of them. Men think that I do what I do to get women. How stupid would that be? In the era of blogs exposing people every day, how stupid would I be to do and say what I do to get women, and to trust that a jump off, that a side woman, that a mistress ain't gonna talk? Because if she know me, she know I'm married. So if she willing to sleep with me, she ain't got no class. So if she ain't got no class, how am I finna feel comfortable that I'm finna have a secret with her? That woman can't hold water. So I already cannot cheat because I done gave away 100% of the game. But see, what happened is you got clowns that look like the real thing. that emulate what I do. But they giving away 75% of the game so they could play 25% of the game. But see, they's a lame. And because they lame, they can't recognize a setup when they see one. So they think that when they stick their thing into this jump off, into this mistress, they think she finna keep a secret. And they play theyself. And that's why they get exposed, because they were lame to begin with. And that's why they believe they own hype. And that's why they went into a mindset and it became a lover of themselves. And that's why they tried to eat off of the fruit. And they thought the fruit was loose booty women. And they thought that they could have a wife and they could have a platform talking on love and relationships and get away with sleeping around. And that's why they get exposed, because they were lame when they started. But see, when you real, you know you can't play God. You know you can't play God. You know that you could fool a human. You could put a gun to somebody's head and say, if you ever talk, I'm going to blow your brains out. You could get over a human, but God will not be mocked. When you call yourself leading your people to the promised land, but you a curse and not a promise, you a lie and not a promise, you gonna get exposed. So that's why I try to tell you, every mistake I done made, every ounce of cheating I done did, I put it in a book. And I told my story. I exposed myself. I took my skeletons out of the closet and I put clothes on them and I sent them into the field to work for me. And I told them, we gonna turn losses into lessons. We gonna turn my mess into a message. We gonna turn my pain into a purpose. We gonna use my story for God's glory. The devil ain't gonna have nothing hidden on me. Nothing, no stone unturned. So that's why I told you I was a dog. I was a womanizer. I was a cheater. That's why I told you that. And the reason why I told you that is so that you know that everything I'm teaching is because I done made the mistakes. I done did what I'm telling you to look out for. And that's why I could put a price on my own head and say, you find somebody I'm sleeping with other than my wife, and I'll give you $10 million. I ain't talking about somebody I slept with 15 years ago. I ain't talking about somebody that I done dealt with when I was in the streets as a clown in my early 20s. I'm talking about since God gave me a platform and said, young man, use your story to help somebody overcome what they struggling with. Since I done said, listen, hey, this the game. Since I done said, hey, this the game, I ain't played the game. Since I done say, hey, this the game, since God gave me now before God gave me a platform, before God gave me a message and a real mission and a real purpose, before I tapped into my purpose, I was all out there, reckless, selling drugs, stealing, lying, gun toting, sleeping around, womanizing, doing everything a grown boy could do. But when I had that run-in on the road to Damascus, and I was shown my ways, and a mirror was put in my face, and I saw the ramifications of my actions. I saw the destruction that I was doing by my weak mindset as an immature man. That's when I woke up. And I realized that my battle is not in flesh and blood. That this is spiritual warfare. That my battle is not against a woman. That my battle is not to debase and demean a woman and to control and compete against a woman. That's not my battle. That's my soldier on the front line with me. That's my teammate. And when I did that, that's when I really started winning that life. That's when I started winning that life. And that's why I look at a lame and I could tell he losing because of where his mindset at. Because he think the competition is a woman. He think that a woman need to be less than him and she need to shut up and be quiet and not speak when a man's speaking, and she need to know her role and get in her place. So because he think that a woman is inferior to him, that a woman is his subordinate, that's why he miserable. That's why he's single. That's why he lonely. Or that's why he's setting himself up for failure, pretending to be married, but about to go through another divorce. Listen to me. It's a blueprint. But that blueprint comes from purity. It comes from righteousness. It comes from integrity. It comes from love. It comes from self-love. It comes from fairness. It comes from decent. You can't be indecent, disrespectful, demeaning, and degrading and expect to win in life. The men got to get it together. And we got to stop waging war against women. That don't make you a man. Telling no woman about herself. Putting no woman in her quote unquote place. That don't make you a man. That make you a punk. Let God deal with her. If it's some dealing that need to be done. What you're supposed to be doing is uplifting and inspiring and encouraging. And you hold the people who look like you, who got the same thing you got between your legs. That's what you're supposed to be holding accountable. And if you're talking to somebody across the aisle, it's supposed to be a pure dialogue that is meant to level the playing field and to strengthen the body, not to divide the body, not to create chaos and division and to have people torn and confused and fighting against each other because you're putting men against women. And now you got all these lames, all these grown boys waging war on women. So now every man going into a relationship playing mind games, trying to do an alpha male strategy. Boy, you lame. Boy, you stupid. That is dumb. You don't need a strategy with a woman if you're a real man. If you treat her the way her creator intended her to be treated, everything gonna flow. And if it ain't gonna flow, you're gonna have the clarity to see it because you're operating from strength and not from your brokenness, not from your insecurity, not from your games that you playing, not from your deception, old Decepticon. You operating from a place of strength. So if this woman is a savage woman, you gonna recognize it and you not gonna get played. When I see savage women in my DM, I recognize it. It jumped off the page. I could tell she a savage because I'm operating from a place of purity. But see, if I was cheating on my wife, if I was lying to my wife, if I was controlling my wife, if I was demeaning my wife and degrading my wife, I would be operating from a place of ego. I would be operating from a place of arrogance. I would be operating from a place of ignorance. So therefore, when this savage woman in my DM, or she hired me for coaching, but she got ulterior motives because she want to set me up and she want to get me into the bed with a Jezebel spirit, I wouldn't even recognize it because I'm operating from ego, because I'm smelling myself and believing my own hype. And that's how these boys falling, because they believe in their own hype. They think they got power. You know why? Because God didn't send them. The devil sent them to build up hope in people. And they want to be a God to men and women. They want to be praised by women. They want to be praised by men. They want to be praised by somebody. They want to be in the limelight. They want to be special. They want to be a celebrity. They want to be somebody. Let me tell you, when God calls you, you always going to be a reluctant servant. You're going to be a willing and reluctant servant. I know it's an oxymoron. But see, God not going to call a narcissist. God not going to call somebody who is egotistical. God not going to call somebody who arrogant. God not going to call that. That's what people don't understand. But see, when you arrogant and when you operating from ego, that's how you believe your hype. And that's how you end up not living what you preaching, because you a Decepticon. But see, when God called you, He's going to allow you to be in the trenches for so long. He's going to allow you to be in the valley for so long that you building strength and you getting lessons and you learning and you growing. See, listen, it took me forever before I made $1 million. It took me a decade I was just over broke. I was winning, but I was still not everywhere and everything I wanted to be. And every single day I woke up and I said, pass this cup from me. I said, why me? Why was I given the voice and the message to upend what the adversary doing? Why am I called to break the quote unquote man law, G code, man code? Why was I called? Why do I have to do this? Can somebody else do it? I don't want to be known. I don't want no clout. I don't want nobody to know my name. I hate social media. I hate social media. Anybody that done met me in person, they'll tell you in a heartbeat, Tony is not a loud person. Tony is a man of few words. Tony do not do no shucking and jiving. Tony is not finna be the life of the party. Tony is not finna be the center of attention. Anybody who done met me in person, but see, they'll see me online operating in my purpose, not understanding that because it's my purpose, my Savior, that he who which has called me, he which who has called me has put a battery in my back. So I'm operating under a supernatural power when I'm in my purpose. But when I have to get up out of here, I go right back to being me, an introvert, quiet, to myself, don't want to be seen, don't want to talk to, but then I got to come back to work. I got to come back to work. And then when I come back to work, that's when I got to show up. But see, what you don't realize about those who call, they didn't even want to come. But see, there's some people out here today that they desperate for a platform. They desperate to be famous. They desperate to have a name. And that's why they marriage don't hold no weight. That's why they message don't hold no weight. Because they just want to be famous. They just want somebody to know them. And that's why the adversary going to give them millions. Because they're going to lead millions astray. Because what they doing is they're going to put men at odds with women. And they're going to wage war against women. And they're going to tell women, you ugly, you overweight, you unattractive, you broke, you lazy, you sorry. So you need to shut up. And you need to sit down. And you need to be quiet. Because you can't get a man. That's what they're going to tell women. And the women who watching gonna feel their heart being broken. It'll be women who everything a man want, and she gonna feel less than because of this man or these men using their platform to destroy women. Because they punks. Because they sent by Satan himself. And that's why they filthy. Because see, somebody who's sent by God will not mix the sacred and the profane. You can't mix oil and water. You don't put water in your gas tank. Nor do you light a match. See, when somebody is profanity laced and they full of profanity, it lets you know there's nothing sacred about them. Because God don't mix the sacred with the profane. If you notice, I deliver a message without cursing. I deliver a message without speaking names. If you notice that the message is going to coincide with a good book, with the good book, with the Creator's instruction for life. It's going to coincide with the Creator instruction for life because it's meant to do good and not do harm. That the message is going to uplift and empower. To say you are intended to be who your Creator called you to be. And what's for you, can't nobody stop it. So man-made perception of beauty should not be applied to you. Because the same men that got the nerve to call a woman unattractive and overweight look like Kermit the Frog or the bottom of a shoe anyways. Knee high to a grasshopper. Ain't even had no growth spurt. Wearing pants with a camel toe. Got on women fanny packs. Look like the back of a 57 Buick. But got the nerve to tell women that they need to shut up. That they need to be quiet. That's how these men out here, looking. It like, come on now. You ain't never heard no real man try to tear down a woman. Because he understand that that's his daughter. That even though this another man's daughter, he got to talk to her the same way he talked to his own daughter. And if he talked to his own daughter like that, he need to be punched in his mouth, and one tooth at a time need to be knocked out with one knuckle at a time. And every toenail need to be plucked off one toenail at a time if he talked to his daughter like that. But you know what? It's men who talk to their daughter like that. Because it's women who done hired me for coaching, who done told me how they daddy talked to them like a dog. Because he a dog of a man. Because he broken. Because he lost. Because he ignorant. Because he hurt. So he waging war against women. Women, shut up. Women, you beating up black men. Women, you against men. Women, you hate men. But he failed to look in the mirror and realize that he was controlling, that he was demeaning, that he was disrespectful, that he was cheating, that he was lying, that he was manipulating, that he made the bed that he had to lie in, that he created the monster that he had to face. And he did not realize that somebody's study said a woman thinks with both sides of her brain and a man thinks with only one side of his brain. That somebody's study said, and these men want to quote all these studies, but don't want to quote the study that shows that a woman's threshold for pain is higher than a man's. Don't want to quote the study that says a woman thinks with two sides of her brain, both sides of her brain, and not just one. Don't want to quote the study that say a woman's life expectancy is longer than a man's, and fail to realize that his mama gave birth to him. And his daddy couldn't do nothing but shoot him out a penis and have pleasure and then left him. But he want to break down a woman, not understanding that it was his mama that carried him for 9 months and put her breast in his mouth and fed him and clothed him. And he want to holler about he going to put his mama in a house and he going to take care of mama. But then when he meet a woman in the world who is created in the same image of his mama, he want to put his foot on her neck because he hate his daddy. And he hate his daddy. And because he hate his daddy, it make him hate himself. And when he hate himself, he can't beat himself, so he know he could beat a woman. And that's why he put hands on her. And if he don't put hands on her, that's why he put his words on her. And he want to be so articulate. And he want to be so well-spoken. And he want to speak circles around a woman. And he want to feel like that. And he don't even realize that he could out-talk a woman because he done channeled more of his femininity than he have masculinity. And he don't realize that a woman from the age of 1 year old can talk better than a man. That's why he ain't even processed the difference between the way a 3-year-old girl talk and the way a 3-year-old boy talk. He ain't even processed the difference in the mindset, the difference in the level of maturity. That it's women at 12 years old cooking and cleaning and taking care of a whole household in an island that's ran like a third world country because her mama done left the island and escaped to Europe. And she at 12, 13 years old got to take care and fend for her brothers and sisters as a woman. But yet we as men got the nerve to poke our chest out and put our foot on the neck of a woman and tell her to shut up, sit down, and get in your place. Boy, you lame. Boy, you lost. Boy, you soft. Boy, you broken. So listen, you want to talk to a woman like a dog. But when a real man talk to you and tell it like it is, now he man bashing. So you want to be coddled and you want to be cuddled. But then you want a woman to be castrated and she ain't even got a scrotum. You want a woman to be ripped to shreds, and you want a woman to be put in her place, and you want a woman to be told by herself. But when a man talk to you, he man bashing. He a simp. He soft. I ain't even gonna get violent with you. Because I got to pray to the Lord not to put hands on you when you try me. I got to remind you that yes, I serve God, but Moses was a killer. Saul, who became Apostle Paul and wrote 13 books in the Bible, was a killer. So listen to me. Jesus went in the church and flipped over a table. Don't think just because I love my wife and I treat her like a queen, don't think that make me soft. Because a man is a man and respect do a dog. But see, these men got the nerve to holler about, oh, you a simp. Oh, you soft. Oh, you a beta male. Why? Because I don't feel the need to control a woman? Because I don't feel the need to use a woman? Because I don't feel the need to have a male strategy? A beta male strategy that you calling an alpha male strategy? But you a punk. Boy, I could tell that you broken. Boy, I could tell you couldn't even beg a woman. You couldn't even have, you barely could pay a woman. You had to trick a woman into the bed. And that's why you mad today. Hollering about a MGTOW. Hollering about a red pill. Hollering about a high value man. Boy, you saw. Boy, you sorry. Boy, you ignorant. Boy, you lost. Boy, you broken. You need prayer. You need God. You need healing. You need therapy. Because that woman is not your opponent. She your teammate. And when you get that through your thick skull, only then and only then will you win. Because anything you want to compare, I guarantee you, I'm doing just as good of you. Just as good as, if not better. Anything you want to compare. Anything. So I'm going to tell you, I know what winning looked like. It looked like unity with my wife. It looked like a two-way street. It looked like a safe zone, a safe space to where she could speak her mind. She could speak truth to power. She ain't got to bite her tongue. She ain't got to be scared of me because I'm not trying to put fear in her because I'm a real man. I want her to feel empowered. I want her to feel emboldened. I want her to feel like she could conquer the world. But if I put my foot on her neck and I debase her and demean her and degrade her, I'm breaking her down. And if I break her down, then I'm breaking my children down. If I'm breaking her and my children down, then I'm breaking my heritage down. I'm breaking my generation down. I'm breaking my lineage down. I'm creating generational curses. And I am putting damnation on my family. And line after line, the rest of my lineage will suffer and will lose to the real oppression in the world because I have broken my backbone. And that is the trick of the enemy, to put men against women and to feel like we have to strategize and compete and manipulate and to game one another instead of the man coming in and being open, being real, being transparent, being honest, being faithful, and being willing to love this woman and then watching her embrace her nature. And watching her embrace her nature, which is a nature of love. Because she is not naughty by nature. She is a nurturer by nature. But you don't get to see the true essence of a woman. Men holler about submission. And the way they go about submission is trying to beat a woman down with their words or their hands. To get her to submit, to get her to allow him to call shots without questioning him, like he is a know-it-all. Boy, you broke. Boy, you not wealthy. but you broke. And if you got money, I don't care if you got a billion. If you ain't got peace, then you broke. If you ain't got peace, then you don't have prosperity. That's why Jeff Bezos went through a divorce. That's why Bill Gates went through a divorce. Because they didn't know how to treat their wife. And now one of them hollering about, my wife was cheating on me. My wife was dogging me out. My wife was demeaning me. We reading about them cheating. We reading about them lying. They trying to be a zaddy. When you look at them, could barely tie their shoes, couldn't even walk and chew bubble gum, but then get a billion and not all of a sudden want to be Casanova, want to be dating in the workplace, want to be cheating, and then want this woman who helped them build or put up with their ego and attitude, now want her to just go along, to get along. And they say, absolutely not, playboy. That's what your butt get. I'm not afraid of losing anything with my wife. You know why? Because I know that her response depends on my actions. That with every action, there's an equal or greater reaction. So if I give her queen treatment, she's going to reciprocate with king treatment because I'm not a lame. Because I ain't picked no savage hearted woman. Because I ain't picked no scandalous woman. I saw my wife because a man who finds a wife finds a good thing. So I saw a good woman and I evaluated and I made sure that she was a good woman so I don't have to move in fear. I don't have to protect myself with a alpha male strategy, with a MGTOW mentality, with a high value man, low value woman approach. I don't have to protect myself in that because I trust the process. I trust. And the boy who started saying that, the NBA player who started saying that, followed me on Twitter. Got it from me. I trust the process because I understand while you trying to beat a woman into submission, you could love her into unity, into cohesion. And what's going to happen when you wash her with love? The good book say present her blemish and spot free. When you do that, guess what? She trusts you. She loves you because she can see that you don't mean her no harm. So any shot you want to call, she say, if that's what you want to call, I'm with it. Because she trusts you. Because she know in order for you to love her on the level that you love her, that you have to be mature, that you have to be wise, that you have to be responsible, that you have to have discipline. She knows that you have to be a real man if you can love her purely, without lying to her, without controlling her, without manipulating her, without shutting her up, without silencing her, without putting her down, without breaking her down. She knows that you have just entered real manhood. So now when you want to do something, so these punks got the nerve to call me a simp because I respect my wife mind. And they say, oh, he let his wife call shots. He let his wife call the shot. He a simp. No. I respect my mind, my wife mind. So when I want to call a shot, I say, baby, what you think about this? And she presents to me the pros and the cons. And I say, I agree with you here on these pros. I disagree with you here on these cons. And I present this right here to you. And then she says, if you feel good about it, and if that's what you want to do, I'm going to support you. But I just wanted to share with you what I think. And then when I sit back, and I'm going to give you an example. This is an example right here. I'm going to give you a real life example so that the lanes right here could listen to me and hear me. And don't get offended when a real man talking to you and telling you like it is when you feel emboldened when you listening to a punk degrade women. Now, if you okay with a man sitting down and talking down to women and calling women everything other than a child of God, if you okay with that, then keep that same energy when a real man talking to you. My boy, listen to me now. Let me give you a real life example of how your woman, when you love her right, she a support system. Let me tell you. So I'm sitting here, right? And I'm at home. And I'm earning 7 figures, multiple 7 figures. 7 figures mean $1 million. One time somebody asked me, what do 6 figures mean? I did not know that there were people that did not know what that mean. So now I have to explain. I want to explain things. I'm earning multiple 7 figures, okay? And I'm writing it all off like Trump now. So if you work for the IRS, don't come bother me, because me and Trump and Bill Gates and Bezos got the same CPA. So don't be bothering me, okay? I'm earning multiple 7 figures, all right? And I'm sitting here at home and I'm working 2 hours a day. I'm working 2 hours a day and I'm earning multiple 7 figures. And I said, baby, I'm bored. I say, I'm finna take and find a headquarters. I say, I want a headquarters that's like 5,000 square feet. And I say, I want to do programs in there. So like for the community. So it could be single moms class, single dads class, credit class, this kind of class, that kind of class. And I'm finna start looking. So I go out and I start looking. And she said, I don't know about that. She said, I don't know about that because you hate routine. She said, you hate routine. She said, you hate monotony. She said, you remember you just had that high-rise office overlooking the whole city on the 33rd floor of the SunTrust building. And you was paying $3,000 a month in rent for several months, and you went in there 5 times. Out of several months, you went in there 5 times and you were paying $3,000. That's more than 90% of Americans' mortgage. You were paying double the average American's mortgage on this high-rise office that you never went into. She said, you like to sleep in at 9 o'clock. You like to sleep in at 10 o'clock some days. You like to stay up and watch some on YouTube or whatever, Prime TV, till 2 o'clock in the morning sometime. You hate routine. I said, yeah, but this gonna give me something to do. It's gonna give me something to do. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna create program. I'm gonna do my life coach certification in there. And this how a woman can be an asset. But men think that men make all the right decisions. So I get on the market and I'm looking around and I see this building, 7,000 square feet, and it's vacant. I see this other building, 6,000 square feet, and it's vacant. I see this other building, 10,000 square feet, and it's vacant. They all owned by men. And I go in there and I'm like, why is it so many commercial buildings completely vacant? And it hit me. It said he didn't listen to his wife. He want to be a mogul. He want to be a mogul. But the man he looking up to got $1 million loan from his daddy. The man he looking up to owed $300-400 million in debt. The man he looking up to, and guess what? I wanted to go and get a corporate building because I heard a man who don't look like me say solopreneurship is not real. And that if you're a solopreneur, you're not no real entrepreneur. And that you need staff, and that you need a sales team, and you need a physical location. You need commercial real estate. I'm listening to what he's saying. And so I go to look for commercial real estate. And my wife say, Tony, she don't call me Tony. She said, babe, think about this. She said, you make multiple 7 figures and you work 2 hours. She said, what you did today? I said, I shot a YouTube video for an hour and I coached a client for an hour. She said, what are you doing right now? I said, I'm sitting down watching me a little ESPN, drinking me a little, having me a little Jesus juice, a little white wine. She said, exactly. She said, why do you want to go create a job when 99.9% of people trying to get off their job? She said, people will kill to earn multiple seven figures and work 2 hours a day based off of what they done created already. To be living off of investments and passive income. She said people will kill for that. Why you want to go pay $7,500 to $10,000 a month on somewhere that you know you're going to go to for 3 weeks and then you never going to go to again? And she say now you got to pay a staff. That's money that you could be. She say, what you getting ready to do? I said, I'm finna get ready to do a Chevelle bill for my 1972 Chevelle. She said, how you finna pay $10,000 a month on this building, but you also finna go build a Chevelle? I say, you know what? That money could go into my Chevelle because I don't need an office. I don't want no staff. I don't like dealing with people, really. I'm an introvert. I'm about my business. If somebody mess my brand up, I'm going to have to go to prayer every day not to take their life. And that's really on everything. Like, I really will be talking to God not to send his child to meet him early for messing up what he done helped me build. That was my wife. She saved me $120,000 a year. And she showed me you living the dream. You make multiple seven figures. You work 2 hours a day. You could sleep in. You could get up, work out on your own schedule. You don't have to pay nobody. You don't have to do nothing. Why would you create a headache of a job and have to keep all of this stuff going and flowing so this building pays for itself? And you got to create $7,500 to $10,000 a month worth of programs just for the building to break even. She say, now look at this man in Atlanta who went and got this building and turned it into a co-working space and ain't got no co-workers in there because he was chasing ego, because he wanted to look like a boss. She say the problem with the world is people trying to look like a boss. And she say, what you don't understand is you already a boss. She say, you need to be teaching what you do because you don't have. She say, listen, she say, look at the man that these men that you listening to online about business, and you tell me they know how to run business than you. She said one of them was a crack addict, and that's why he running around like a chicken with his head cut off so that he don't get back on crack. She said the other one looked twice his age because of the stress on his life, because he trying to look like a boss. She said you sitting here pondering selling equity in one of your companies to become a minority owner in a professional sports team, and you work from home with zero paid staff and you earn millions. She say, now you tell me which one is the better business model. Having overhead of an office with 30 to 60 employees, losing your hair, stressing, getting lawsuits because of your company doing bad business because you got so much you got to worry about, or you sitting home and you only got to deal with yourself. You got mailbox money. You got royalty checks coming in the mail. You don't got to go nowhere. This is what you call a woman's influence. You doing 6-figure book deals. You write a book in 3 days. She say, baby, you ain't got no work. God done bless you the way you don't have to be like these other men. But she say the difference is, look at how they live their life and look at how you live your life. This is what I try to tell these men about real manhood, but they don't want to listen. Hey, this Tony Gaskin. God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. And hey, thank y'all, everybody who sent a blessing. I see my cash app showing. I never gave out my cash app. I think it's Miss Caramel Kisses gave out my cash app. And I really appreciate that because it says something to me, because I'm sitting here and y'all see I run business and y'all see I do business, but then you be blessing me. And that's actually biblical. That's actually biblical, and it just kind of confounds me. And that's why when you go on my page, that's why you don't see my Cash App nowhere, my PayPal nowhere, because I'm not asking for any donations. But that's biblical. And that's another testament to when God in the midst, and when you living the way you was created to live. And that's what I'm trying to get men to understand. Stop being a punk. Stop being a lame. Stop listening to these lames. Stop listening to these lames who butt hurt, who got their thing tucked between their legs, and they scary, and they scared of the world, so they want to beat up on a woman. They want to demean and want to stop listening to that and learn what real manhood is, what real manhood look like. And your life gonna be forever, forever changed and blessed and highly favored. It is Tony Gas, and God bless you. We'll talk soon.